Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Time to bring some focus to your favorite and not so favorite geeky films. Cam here and welcome back to Cam in Focus. Before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all of our geeky news and discussions. And also, just in case you're not aware, even though I mention it in every video, head over to metallicdicegames.com and use the code GNN at checkout for 10% off of your entire purchase. Or if you prefer some geeky apparel, head over to riftapparel.com and use the code GNN10. That's GNN10 at checkout for 10% off of your purchase of that website. Here we go. Okay, so did any of you see War? That movie with Jason Statham and Jet Li that came out in 2007? No? I'm sorry to hear that. Oh wait, you did? I'm sorry to hear that. Released in 2007, this action flick was the feature film directorial debut of Philip G. Atwell. Does that name sound familiar? Probably not. He's primarily known for directing rap music videos. War was the first film he directed. And the last film he directed. And yeah, I can see why. This movie is pretty bad. Even Jet Li has said multiple times that he was severely disappointed with the film's production and knew that it was going to be bad from the get-go. But I'm not going to just talk about why this movie is bad. Oh no. Today, I'm going to have some fun. I have compiled an action film checklist to see just how by-the-books mediocre this movie is. I'm not going to waste any time, let's do this. Number 1. Is the main character a cop? Yes, of course he is. It wouldn't be a generic action film if the main character wasn't a cop of some kind, because everyone knows that only cops or FBI agents have the skills necessary to fight bad guys. Number 2. Oh, but not only is he a cop, he's a disgruntled cop who's obsessed with his case. Take a leaf out of John Travolta's book because everything he does is done so that he and his mark can have a Number 3. And what comes with cop characters being obsessed with their case? Oh, why, of course it ruins their family life. In this case, his wife and son, who never really play much of a role after the first act. Hell, their presence in the movie serves no purpose to the plot at all other than showing us that his family life is ruined. Number 4. Every good cop character needs a partner, but is it really an action movie if the cop's partner survives past the first act? Of course not. He's killed at the beginning, of course. Well, sort of, which leads me to number 5. But wait, what happens at the end? Turns out the partner survived and is now working with the enemy. Oh man, we've never seen that before. Number 6. Does the cop do everything by the book? No, of course not. Because he's a gritty and gristled man of action who doesn't take shit from anyone. We get a nifty montage of him going around doing all kinds of sketchy stuff to people to try and get answers. Number 7. Speaking of sketchy stuff, how's the action? Why, terribly filmed, of course. There are more cuts in every fight scene than a prep cook chopping onions. I'd say the median shot length for each action scene is maybe half a second at best. Blech. What an absolute waste of the talents of Statham and Lee. Not one stunt looks authentic, not one fight scene looks real, it's an absolute travesty. Number 8. And what's an action movie without a car chase? Of course there's a car chase. Is it good? No, of course not. Not one single shot in the entire chase looks believable. It's a shaky, terribly edited mess. And please just try counting the continuity errors in it. It's deliciously atrocious. Number 9. There are a few smaller things too, like the main character jumping through glass. Because we see that all the time. No action movie is complete without it. Number 10. Is something on fire? If it is, of course someone is walking away from it like a badass. Number 11. Does an action scene take place in a strip club? Yes, of course it does. Because it wouldn't be a color-by-numbers action film without people dying in a club. Number 12. Last but not least, it has a crappy hip-hop soundtrack that sounds like it was taken off a copyright-free YouTube channel. Yeah, all in all, this movie is about as generic as they come. Nothing particularly new or inventive, and the ending twist honestly makes the rest of the movie make no sense. But hey, as long as they have their Shyamalan moment.
What a twist!
Now, I'll be fair, there are some things that this movie does quite well. So I'm gonna list off my top 3 positives about War. Here we go. Number 1. Jason Statham. Man, this guy is saddled with a dopey script, but damned if he doesn't still commit. You can tell he's really trying during the fight scenes, and when he can let loose, he really gives it his all.
Do you remember that? So you fucking remember? Blow my partner's goddamn head off!
Even all the silly one-liners just sound so badass coming from him. Number 2. Jet Li's fight with the Yakuza boss. Yeah, the editing is still sloppy as all hell, but the context behind it is honestly quite strong in my opinion. And when it ends with Jet Li discovering the truth, which I'll get to in a moment, the way he reacts to it with a silent, disassociated anger was honestly really powerful. He coldly executes the Yakuza boss and slowly limps away, and everything going through his mind is perfectly painted on Jet Li's face. He doesn't get many chances to truly act in this film, but when he does, it really works. And number 3, the ending twist and what results from it. Yeah, okay, the twist itself of Jet Li actually being Jason Statham's presumed dead partner doesn't make much sense in the context of the story, and it raises more questions than answers, but it was a ballsy move on the screenwriter's parts to have the protagonist actually be the story's villain, and the supposed villain be the hero.
Your tongue long, changing your face, your voice, also you could get to me. How do you think we found out you were FBI in the first place? It was Crawford worked for me.
The film ends with Jason Statham dead and Jet Li leaving to continue his new life as a hitman. That's honestly something I didn't see coming during my first viewing of the film, and that alone continues to make it stand out to me. Well, that's all I got for you today. Honestly, as mediocre as this film is, I would still recommend giving it a watch. It's a fun action flick that takes itself and its story just seriously enough to be at least somewhat invested. Have you seen it? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to Geek News Now so you can stay up with all of our geeky news and discussions. This has been Cam in Focus, proud to be part of the Geek News Now network. Find us on social media, links for everything in the description below. Have a wonderful day, everybody.